Ever tried to predict what a child will do next? It's an impossible thing to do. One minute they're peacefully colouring, and the next they've decided that the living room wall is a much better canvas for their art. Ah, the joys and chaos of childhood. But have you ever wondered why your child behaves the way they do? Or why your toddler's favourite word is no, or your teenager seems to speak a language composed entirely of grunts? Well, it's not just randomness or to keep us adults on our toes. It's all part of child development stages, a fascinating journey that every child goes through, from infancy to adolescence. In today's video, we're going to delve into these stages: infancy, early childhood, middle childhood, and adolescence. We'll explore what happens in each stage, why it's crucial, and how understanding these stages can help us better connect with and support our children. So buckle up for a rollercoaster ride through the fascinating world of child development stages. But before we do, please hit the subscribe button as it really helps the channel. Let's get started. Newborn to 2 years old. The moment a baby is born, they embark on a journey of discovery. Their tiny brains, though not fully developed, are primed to absorb a wealth of information from the world around them. This is a critical period of brain development, where neural collections are formed at an astonishing rate. During the first year of life, babies grow and learn at an incredible speed. They start to explore their environment using all their senses. They begin to recognise faces, respond to voices, and even start to babble, laying the groundwork for language and development. As they move into their second year, babies continue to hit remarkable milestones. They learn to crawl, walk, and gradually become more mobile. They start to understand and follow simple instructions. They also begin to show signs of independence, wanting to do things on their own. But it's not just about physical and cognitive development. Infancy is also a time of emotional and social development. Babies start to recognise and express different emotions. They form attachments to their caregivers, a crucial aspect of their emotional well-being and social development. Here's a fascinating fact. By the age of 2, a child's brain is about 80% of an adult-sized brain. There's a testament to the incredible growth and development that happens during these early years. Understanding this stage of development is crucial. It can guide parents, caregivers, and educators in providing the right support and stimulation that babies need to thrive. Then we move to the next stage, early childhood, 2 to 6 years. From 2 to 6 years, children enter a stage of growth and discovery, where they discover language and development and social skills. Children's brains at this age are like little sponges, soaking up information from their surroundings with an insatiable curiosity. Their language skills bloom during this period, transforming from simple phrases to more complex sentences. And yes, this is the stage where the endless why question begins. Why is the sky blue? Why do dogs bark? Why? It's their way of exploring, making sense of the world around them. But it's not just about language. Early childhood is also a crucial time for developing social skills. Children start to navigate the intricate world of emotions, learning to understand their own feelings and those of others. This marks the budding of empathy, a vital skill for their future interpersonal relationships. Now, here's a fact that not a lot of parents know. Did you know that by the age of 6, children will have a vocabulary of around 2,500 words? That's a staggering number of new words for such young children. It's like they're building their own personal dictionary day by day. But the journey of early childhood is not one that children undertake alone. Parents, caregivers, and educators play a vital role in guiding and supporting them through this stage. Middle childhood, 6 to 12 years. As we journey further into the world of child development, we now arrive at the stage of middle childhood, which spans from 6 to 12 years. This stage is a fascinating period of growth and transformation, where the seeds of early childhood start to bear fruit in the form of academic learning and emotional development. Middle childhood is often referred to as the school-age years, a time when children's worlds expand beyond the confines of home and they step into the broader world of school and community. Their minds become more like those of little scientists, eager to explore, understand, and make sense of the world around them. They start to grasp more complex academic concepts, from intricate math problems to the wonders of science and the beauty of literature. But it's not just about academic learning. Middle childhood is also a time of significant emotional development. Children at this stage begin to understand more complex emotions and learn how to manage them. They start to form stronger and more complex friendships, and peer acceptance becomes increasingly important. They also begin to develop a sense of self and personal identity, figuring out their likes, dislikes, strengths and areas they need to work on. Now here's a fun fact about this stage. Did you know that children in this age group start to understand the concept of time? They begin to grasp past, present and future, and can start to plan and anticipate future events. It's a significant cognitive leap that opens up a whole new way of understanding the world. But middle childhood is not just about what we can see on the surface. There's a lot happening beneath the surface in the minds and hearts of children at this stage. Adolescence, 12 to 18 years. As we continue our journey through the stages of child development, we now enter the complex and often misunderstood world of adolescence. This stage, which spans from 12 to 18 years, is a time of significant transformation, marked by physical changes, identity formation, and the increasing influence of peers. Adolescence is often viewed as a bridge between childhood and adulthood, a transitional period that carries individuals from the world of dependence to the realm of independence. It's a time when the child you once knew starts to morph into an individual with their own unique identity and worldview. One of the most noticeable aspects of adolescence is the onset of physical changes. It's this time of puberty where the body undergoes a rapid transformation, growing and changing in ways that can sometimes feel strange and even overwhelming to adolescents. Boys' voices deepen, girls start their periods, and both may suddenly find themselves having to navigate the world of acne and growth spurts. It's a time of change that's as exciting as it is daunting. But the changes during adolescence aren't just physical. This stage is also a time of significant cognitive development. Adolescents start to think more abstractly and critically. They begin to question the world around them, challenge established norms and form their own opinions. This cognitive shift plays a crucial role in the formation of personal identity, a key task of adolescence. Adolescents start to figure out who they are and what they believe and where they fit in the world. Alongside these changes, the influence of peers becomes increasingly important. Friends and peer groups provide a sense of belonging and help shape the adolescent's identity. They influence everything from fashion choices to music preferences and even attitudes and behaviours. Whilst this can be positive, it can also lead to peer pressure, making adolescence a time of potential vulnerability. Navigating adolescence can be like sailing through a storm. It's a time of change and uncertainty, but also a time of discovery and growth. As parents, caregivers, or educators, understanding this stage can help us provide the support and guidance adolescents need to sail through this storm and emerge as confident, resilient adults. Beyond 18 years. The surprising continuation of brain development into adulthood. When we think of brain development, we often picture infants and children, their brains rapidly growing and changing as they learn about the world around them. But what if I told you that this journey of brain development doesn't stop when we turn 18? In fact, our brains continue to develop and mature well into our mid-20s and even early 30s. One of the last areas of the brain to mature is the prefrontal cortex, the region responsible for what we call executive functions. These include decision-making, impulse control, emotional regulation, and complex planning. During our early to mid-20s, this area of the brain is still under construction, refining its abilities and becoming more efficient. This extended period of brain development has significant implications. It helps explain why young adults often explore new experiences, take risks, and sometimes make decisions that might seem impulsive or risky to older adults. It's not just about being young and adventurous, it's about a brain that's still learning how to navigate the world. But here's the catch. Many people don't know that our brains continue to develop into adulthood. There's a common misconception that our brains are fully mature by the time we reach 18. But understanding the truth about ongoing brain development can change how we think about the capabilities and needs of young adults. Conclusion. So there we have it. We've seen how the brain grows and changes from young to relatively old, from the rapid development of language and social skills in early childhood to the blossoming of abstract thinking and emotional understanding in middle childhood. We've delved into the complex yet transformative years of adolescence, a time of physical changes, identity formation, and the increasing influence of peers. But perhaps most surprisingly, we've discovered that this journey doesn't end at 18. The brain continues to develop and mature well into our mid-20s and even early 30s, particularly the prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for our executive functions. This understanding challenges conventional wisdom and sheds new light on the behaviours and needs of young adults. Understanding these stages of development is not just fascinating, it's also crucial. It can guide us in supporting children and young adults in ways that align with their developmental needs. It can help us foster environments that encourage healthy growth and development, whether at home, in school, or in the wider community. So as we conclude, let's remember that every stage of development is a vital chapter in the unique story of each individual. Each stage has its challenges and opportunities, its highs and its lows, but through it all, it's a journey of discovery, growth and transformation, a journey that shapes us into who we are.
Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe to our channel.